Well, I guess it's time to give another tour of the layout and see what progress has been made. Coming down the stairs, this is what we see. The large peninsula. As you can see, I've been working on building a city and switching area there. I've just laid it out. It's not finished by any means. It's just temporary. A combination of full-size buildings and flats, just like in theater, to give the impression of depth going up toward that mountain in the background. Now, the train runs in front of the city and can stop to do some switching. You can see several sidings back in there. It goes through the tunnel on the end of the peninsula, comes out the tunnel this side and into the yard, which I have expanded. Put in about 3 more storage tracks in the yard here, and I'm starting to work on the engine facility. You can see I'm eventually going to have oil, coal, sand, water along there and behind this building in the foreground. So here's the yard. I've even got a little maintenance of way wreck train in the back. You can see the crane there, which I found in a box. I'm not running trains today. I'm just showing you what the layout looks like. These are some of my control cabs here in the foreground. I want to show you the work I've done on the fascia. I think it gives it a much more finished look. You see it's imitating the lay of the land there along the front of the layout. This area hasn't changed too much, coming up toward the river. Here's the river. Haven't really done anything there. As you can see, that little freight station in the background, that is where my branch line is going to be. One of the projects I'll be working on in the future, now that I've got the main line finished. The main line goes into a canyon here in the front and kind of passes over the canyon. The back passes over and then goes toward the back again. Comes along here, the passing track, back over the canyon. Once again, that pink will have a line, a branch line on it. We're coming out of the canyon down here and coming around toward the peninsula in the middle, where I'm going to have what I'll call Center City. Have to figure out the layout of Center City so I can get some buildings underway. But it comes around. There's a cut through, a shortcut behind Center City, but otherwise it comes around the peninsula. Has a station here in front, hotel right behind the station, a bank behind it. Oh, one other thing I want to show you real quick. See if I can zoom in on this one little building. You can see that little drive-in there between the 2 commercial buildings. See if we can see what it says there. It's a drive-in, it's a bank. I just finished that for Steph. So I have a bank for Steph in Center City here. So anyway, continuing on, we come around the small peninsula in the middle. And this is one of the things I did do here. I figured I needed more passing on this end of the layout, so I put in a passing siding on the back part of the main line. And I also put a passing siding right here on the front part of the main line. So you can see the front part of the main line siding starting, and the back one is going by a switch back onto the main line in the back. Continuing on around, the passing siding in the front will have a cutoff into a yard area, industrial yard area here at this end of the layout. Nothing there yet. And then both of them ends of the main line go into the staging yard, which I'll go and show you now. This is the closet that has the staging yard, and I now have it underway. It's right now it's just temporary. Put some light on the subject here. But when it comes through that's the back part of the main line, comes into the yard. It also can come into the yard from the front part of the main line through that hole, that tunnel, or it can continue in a loop from front to back, back to front. But either way, you can come into the yard, and there's the switching tower, yard tower. And this is just a temporary layout of my switching yard, or my staging yard. A couple of trains sitting in here. We had some guys over Friday night. It's now Sunday. And we were running trains, and this yard worked quite well. So I'm probably going to expand it considerably. Right now it only has, I don't know, 3 or 4 tracks in it, and I intend to do more. Got a couple of neat little cars. There's one with some John Deere tractors, and there's one with some World War II equipment. By the way, I made those models, the model tanks and the Jeeps, and I also made the 2 model flat cars out of kits. So that was fun. I'm working now on a kit of a feed mill, which is rather delicate, but it's looking to be a lot of fun. So anyway, this is what the layout is looking like right now. As you can see, I've painted the fascia green, Maryland and Southern green. Have my command stations back. Everything works. The operating session I had on Friday went well. Very few derailments, mostly due to lightweight cars, which I can fix. And the guys came over, had a good time. So can't wait for you to come up and see it one of these days, and maybe we can play with some trains. Talk to you later.